Hello everyone. My name is Dr. Yasir Hassan. I am working as an assistant professor at a School of Management, PPD University. Subject which I will be covering is budgeting and management control. Today's topic is the basic concept of budgeting and management control. So budgeting is something which is done by each and every individual in their own sphere. For example, college student might budget to figure out how to spend their pocket money. So they have to figure out how to spend the limited amount which they get on a monthly basis, so that they should not run out of money and land into a situation where they have to borrow extra money. So they have to do financial planning. They have to spend according to their resources, financial resources. Similarly, working individuals who are supporting themselves and their family need to create a budget to make sure that they are properly allocating their paychecks, salaries among emergency saving, retirement savings, saving for future student loan repayment, rent, utilities, etc. So they have to figure out how to spend what income they are getting, how to spend that income, how to allocate that income, so that they can have a sufficient amount of financial resources with them at a time of emergency. Uh, Even homemaker also do budgeting to manage household. So budgeting is something which is not only limited with uh, well organized institutions, or it is the process which is not only followed by uh, multinational firms, corporations, but by each and every individual in their own sphere according to their own capabilities. So budgeting is essentially concerned with planning and its implementation of expected income and expenditure for defined periods. So there are basically two main component of budgeting. One is income, other is expenditure, and budget is always time defined. So budget is done for some specific time period. For example, it can be monthly budget, it can be quarterly budget, it can be uh, semi-annually budget, it can be annual budget. So time uh, is always defined in doing budgeting. So there is need for good planning of budget in every organization, because any organization that does not plan and implement its budget is expected to encounter a lot of financial issues. So if organization is not managing their financial resources, if organization is not able to effectively uh, creating balance between income and expenditure, if they are not effectively creating a balance between their profit and their expenditure, then sooner or later eventually they will run into a financial problem that can be related with even related with insolvency or liquidation of organization. So budgeting is the process of creating a plan to spend your money. This spending plan is called a budget, and creating this spending plan allow you to determine in advance whether you will have enough money to do the things you need to do or you would like to. So budgeting basically gives an idea for future investment. Budgeting gives an idea how much financial resources you have uh, in your hand, how much financial resources you have within the organization, how much you have to depend on borrowing from other financial organization or institutions. So budgeting and gives an idea about future investments. So budget and budgetary controls are basically these are technical terms. Budget and budgetary control are two accounting techniques which top management adopt to achieve its tasks of planning, coordinating, directing, and control in organization. So basically, these are technical tools, technical techniques by which management try to figure out how to run organization in most effective manner. So in layman language, budgeting is simply balancing your expense with your income. What is, or we can say, balancing between cash inflows and cash outflows. How much cash is coming in and how much cash is going out. So creating balance between cash inflow and outflow is basically budgeting. So if we talk about characteristic of good budget, so few things need to be considered. Uh, Primarily participation, which means that involve as many as people as possible in drawing up a budget. So participation is must in preparing a budget because it gives an overall idea that which department, which individual requires what amount, requires how much financial assistance, and accordingly, a budget can be prepared. So, say of every department is must for a good budget. Then it's a comprehensive because it involves all the department concerned of all the departments, financial requirements of all the departments. So again, it's a comprehensive process. Then good budget should always have some standard because if any particular standard is not followed, then budget can be misleading or it can create misunderstanding among the department within the organization. Then flexibility, obviously there are certain events which are unseen, there are certain things which are unsure, uh, whether it's environment within the organization, environment outside the organization. Few things are uncertain, so flexibility should always be there so that accordingly things can be managed or accommodated. Then feedback, constantly monitor performance need to be incorporated in good budget because without proper monitoring, no matter how good budget is created, how efficiently financial resources are allocated, if there is not proper monitoring, then things can go out of the way. Then analysis of cost and revenue. This can be done on the basis of product line, department, or cost sectors. So revenue and cost, uh, there should be a proper analysis of cost incurred and revenues generated. So on the other hand, if we talk about control, control is something which follows closely after action has been taken. So it is a process where actual performance is compared with the targeted, budgeted performance and deviation from the target or investigated for an in-depth analysis. So control basically gives an idea what has been set and what is actually achieved. And on the basis of that, further analysis can be done for the rectification if any deviation has been occurred or if any variance occurred during a process. So control basically gives an idea about the effectiveness and efficiency of management, how properly things have been managed, how properly things have been done over a period of time. So controlling can be defined as the function of management which helps to see plant result from the subordinate manager and at all level of organization. So controlling basically is a function which gives an idea how things have been carried out over a period of defined period, over a period of year, uh, over a period of year. So controlling is basically a function of management which helps to see planned result, what has been planned, whether that planned, whether that niche, goal, whether that standard has been met or has been missed out. So, controlling functions help measuring the progress toward the organization goal and bring any deviation and indicate corrective actions. So, controlling is one of the very important function of the management, which helps in measuring the progress. Because without measuring the progress, any organization, any project is not successful if their progress is not measured. Because ultimate goal of any organization is not to complete any project, but to complete that project, that process successfully, and as per the guidelines, as per the goals standard uh, has been set. So on the basis of that, controlling functions help measuring the progress toward the organization goal and bring any deviation. So if any deviation has been occurred, that can be corrected and rectified accordingly. So if we talk about budgetary control, so budgetary control make use of budget for planning and controlling all the financial aspect of the organization. So when these two terms come together, budgetary and control, this is basically mean planning and controlling all the financial aspect of the organization, all the cash flows and uh, cash inflows and outflows of the organization. So budgetary control attempt to show the plan in financial terms. Budgetary control is the planning in advance of the various function of business so that business can be controlled. So it gives an idea in advance how financial resources has to be allocated, how financial uh, aspect of the organization is defined, how well the organization is financially strong, and budgetary control relates expenditure to a section of department who incurs the expenditure so that the actual expenses can be compared with the budgeted one. So, thus providing a convenient method of control. Budgetary control uh, keep a check on different departments, keep a check on different sub departments, and it always give a method of control by measuring what has been allocated to them, what has been guided to them, and what they have actually done or what they have actually achieved in a specific time period. So budgetary control includes forecast of income and expenditure for a budgetary period. So a period is well defined, uh, and on equipment, machinery, manpower, material, etc., necessary for the efficient production and distribution of estimated volume of sales. So budgetary control basically it forecast about the income expenditure need to be done. It forecasts all the capital expenditure will need to be done in the organization, or which is required to be done by the organization. Then budgetary control when applies to business as a whole or to a different section within the business compares actual performance, what has been actually achieved by organization, what is actually achieved by different department, sub department, and the predicted performance. And what actually has been predicted. So basically, it's a measuring tool. It's a tool which gives any if any variance occur within organization. It's a tool which gives control over different departments and eliminates wastage of financial resources. Uh, Control enable all the level of management and supervision to know how their sections are moving toward the achievement of budgeted target. So it gives an idea of what has actually been achieved by different departments, um, or in a layman language, it gives an idea how things are carried by different departments, whether they are able to perform up to the mark, whether they actually able to achieve set targets, whether they are able to achieve what has been asked from them on the basis of their capabilities. So basically, while preparing a budget, few things need to be considered. First thing is determine the principal budget factor. This is also known as the key budget factor or limiting budget factor, and is a factor which will limit the activities of undertaking. So first thing is to define number of activities which organization uh, uh, will carry in a in a in a coming year. So there are basically few budgets which are created, a few types of budget which are created. Uh, Most basic budget is a sales budget. It involves a realistic sales forecast. What will it actually they actually forecast uh, how much sale can be achieved in a given time period. This is prepared in unit of each product and also in sales value. So basically, number of units are defined. For example, in coming quarter, 10,000 unit need to be produced of uh, 10 crore rupees, so and so forth. So this budget basically define budget in units and value of sales. Method of sales forecasting includes sales force opinion, then market research, statistical methods, and mathematical models. So Salesforce are uh, asked for salesperson, sales individuals, sales manager. Their opinion is considered while preparing a sale budget. Then there are some market research data is used while preparing a sale budget. Then some statistical method like correlation analysis, examination of trend, and some mathematical tools methods are used while preparing a sales budget. So while preparing a sales budget and while using those techniques to prepare a sales budget, there are few things which need to be considered. First, company's pricing policy, then general economic and political condition, whether the economy is doing well. If economy is doing well, sales unit can be set accordingly. If economy is not doing well, or if there is a political disturbance of within the economy within a country, then accordingly targets are set. Then changes in the population, uh, competition or competitors, their product, their value, consumers' income and taste, advertising and other sales promotion techniques, after sales service, credit terms offer. So these are few things which need to be considered while preparing a sales budget. These things gives an idea about future forecast, or we can say that on the basis of these these things, companies pricing policy, economic condition, competitors, consumer behavior, preference, advertising, on the basis of this, sales unit, sales volume is determined. Next is production budget. So production budget expressed in quantitative uh, terms only and is geared to the sales budget. The production manager's duty includes analysis of plant utilization, work in progress budget. If requirement exceed capacity, he may subcontract plant for overtime, introduce shift work, hire or buy additional machinery. The material purchase budgets both qualitative and financial. So basically, production budget give boost or it's give boost to sales budget. Uh, what has been determined, what unit has been determined, what sales volume is already determined by sales budget. Uh, over a period of year, that is actually is the basis of preparing a production budget. So accordingly, production budget is prepared. If says if economic condition is extremely favorable and sales units and future sales unit of forecasted sales units are very high, then production budget will automatically goes up. So if any new machinery is required, if any, for example, in time of COVID-19, uh, sales of sanitizers, preparing of masks has shoot up. So budget, so sales since sales of sanitizer has been shoot up. So those organizations who are into the business of producing sanitizer, they must have hired additional workforce. They must have hired additional machinery, additional raw material to meet the demand. So sales budget and production budget goes hand in hand. What has been set by sales budget is carried forward by production budget, and production budget is basically depends on sales budget. Then raw materials and purchasing budget, again that more or less this budget is also depend on sales and production budget. uh, Sales budget gives a foundation. If uh, uh, units sales units uh, sets very high, then raw material purchasing budget will also increase, because then more purchase more of raw material is required. uh, More labor workforce is required accordingly. So material usage budget is in quantitative term. The material purchase budget is both qualitative and financial. So there are few factors which can be influenced. It can be a production requirement, planning stock level, storage space, trend of material prices. Next is labor budget. It is both quantitative and financial. This is influenced by production requirement, man hours available, grades of labor requirement, wage rate, the need of for incentive. So all these budgets are correlated with each other. If sales budget basically gives a foundation. On the basis of that, production budget, raw material budget, labor budget is carried on or is prepared. Then coming to cash budget, a cash plan for defined period of a time. It is a summarized monthly receipt and payment, and it is highlights monthly surplus and deficit of actual cash. So cash budget basically gives an idea that at the end of the month, how much cash is available with the organization, if it is available with the organization, whether they are in a surplus, whether they are in a deficit. If they are in surplus, how that surplus can be utilized, or if they are in deficit, then what are the different sources of borrowing, or what are the most uh, economical ways by which deficit can be deficit gap can be narrowed down. So its main uses are to maintain control over firm's cash requirement, example stock and debtors, to enable a firm to take precautionary measure and arrange in advance for the investment and loan facilities wherever cash surplus or deficit arise. So basically, it gives an idea to the management that if they are in surplus, how those surplus is going should be utilized, and if they are in deficit, and then where they are going to borrow money. To show the feasibility of management plan in cash term, to illustrate the financial impact of changes in management policy, that is change of credit term offered to customers. So uh, accordingly, so basically cash budget gives an idea how much cash is available with the organization and how much surplus they have at the end of the month or deficit they have incurred at the end of the month or over a period of time. Coming to management control, the management function of implementation of strategies is termed as a management control. So application of strategies what have been prepared by top management, what has been decided by top management, how sales will be achieved, how production will be done, whether expansion is required, whether if economic conditions are not very favorable, then how things will be mitigated, how profit will be generated. So these strategies are prepared by top management, and implementation of those strategies is basically termed as management control. It is defined as the process by which manager influence the member of the organization to implement the organization strategies. So basically, management control requires human interference. It requires human resources to control overall working of the organization. So management function aim at achieving defined goal with a established timetable and usually understood to have three components. So basically, there are three components of a management control, three important ingredient of management control that are setting a standard. So top management sets a standard for each and every department for a specific period. Then measuring actual performance, what they have actually achieved. So setting a standard is one thing for over a period of time. Then measure whether different departments are able to achieve that set targets. Whether if they are able to achieve, then things should be appreciated by top management. And if they are not, if they are failed to achieve that set target, then corrective measures need to be taken. And setting a standard is always realistic. It is not that what uh, management think, but these setting a standard are based on some statistical uh, method or statistical studied or some based on some model. So it is these standards are very realistic to achieve, and then measuring and corrective measure comes into a picture. So a typical process for management control includes the following steps. First is actual performance compared with the plant performance. So first and foremost thing is comparison of a performance, what has been set and what has been achieved. Then the difference between the two is measured. What is basically variance is measured. What uh, where whether the departments are able to achieve, whether departments are not able to achieve, what is the reason behind them, how those things can be rectified, how if there is any obstacle, if there is uh, any thing which is stopping department from achieving their set targets, so those things can be mitigated accordingly. Then causes contributing to the difference are identified. So then corrective measure is taken to eliminate or minimize the difference. So if we talk about features of management control, so management control function is carried through various managerial activities which are grouped as planning, that is long-term, short-term goals, course of action for achievement of goals. Then communicating the objective and plan for action, clearly communicating uh, the object and the plan of action to different departments. Then coordinating the activities of several part of the organization. So there is so that there should be proper harmony within the department, within the department, within the organization. Then evaluation of activities, then controlling, deciding what if any action should be taken, then influencing people to change their behavior for goal achieved. So basically, uh, motivating and influencing individual to achieve set target. Then second important aspect is behavioral consideration. Management control aims at influencing people for the implementation of strategies by goal. Goal congruence means that when individuals, members of organizations seek their personal goals, they help to attain their organization goal. The performance appraisal of managers by result contribution to a goals achievement, development of optimum compensation plan, and other incentives are important consideration for promoting goal congruence. So basically, humans or human resources are the active factor of good action. No matter how good budget has been prepared, no matter how uh, convincing standards has been set, no matter how what statistical tools and analysis is uh, is used in preparing a budget and doing a control. If human resources or our individual who eventually going to carry out those plans are not no, are not influenced, are not motivated, then everything will uh, comes to standstill. Things will collapse. So human resources, sales force, marketing force, finance department, finance individual, different department need to be motivated, and they are motivated by different means and measures like their compensation plan, incentive plan, and so forth. Then coming to financial and non-financial performance, non-financial performance measures are developed to compare the actual performance against the planned one. As overemphasizes on financial performance alone may not contribute to the organization's long-term goals. So basically, some non-financial performance are also considered, whether they are coming on time, whether they are punctual, whether they are honest, they are giving their 100% to the organization, whether they are loyal toward the organization. So these are some non-financial parameters which are also judged uh, because these parameters are qualitative in nature, and they are equally important as financial parameters or financial performance. The management control system is made effective through two components. So basically, there are two components which make management control uh, effective control. Any management control, effective control. First is management control structure. So basically, things and responsibilities are well defined to different centers. The organization is subdivided into various subunits. Each subunit is designated as a responsibility center known as RC, whose head is called responsibility center manager. So basically, responsibilities are delegated to different centers, and they are then liable, they are accountable to achieve set target, to communicate to different individuals who are involved, to clearly communicate their goals, their targets which they need to achieve. So there are basically four centers known as investment center. The head of this RCA is having control over investment decisions. That is board of director. Then profit center, the head of of this responsibility center is having control over profit. uh, basically revenue and expenses, most of the time handled by chief executive officer of the organization. Then cost center, the head of this RC is having control over cost, basically production manager. Then revenue center, the head of this center is having control over the revenue, that is marketing manager. So these center can be subdivided into different departments, but these centers are responsible and accountable. Ultimately, these centers are responsible and accountable for the to achieve the ultimate goal of the organization. Then comes management control process. So the steps involved in it are shown clearly in the chart. So basically, management control process is a flow chart which define how things will be carried out, if they how things will how information will flow, how information will be reverted. So goals and strategies are set, then strategic planning is done, then budgeting is done, then responsibility center and performance is defined, rules are defined, other information is given to responsibility center. uh, then there are corrective action which need to be taken if there is any variance analysis. If there is any variance, then variance analysis need to be done and measure. Performance measurement need to be done. And if there is any feedback, that should go back to responsibility center. If further revision is required, then budget will be revised, strategic uh, planning will be revised, so and so forth. So basically, the flow of information, how process will be carried out over a period of year to achieve particular goals and strategies and target, that is defined by management control process. So basically, if so to summarize, budget is basically, in a layman language, is to maintain a balance between uh, cash flows and cash outflows, what cash coming in and what cash going out, how much financial resources we have with them, and the allocation of those financial resources. Budgeting control is basically means controlling those financial resources, uh, means that how much is to allocated to which activity. So on the basis of priority, on the basis of urgency, allocation is done. Uh, Project which is more profitable, project which have more future cash inflows, uh, need to be carried out first. More uh, allocation need more financial allocation need to be done on those kind of project than those projects which are less lucrative. So budgetary control, uh, budgeting basically gives an idea how much amount of financial resources need to be allocated to different projects and activities within the organization. Then management control basically means uh, motivating the ultimate individuals who will carry those set strategies, who will ultimately carries uh, uh, goals and targets set by the organization. So management control basically keeps check on human resources, whereas budgetary controls keeps check on financial resources. So that is all about the basic concept of uh, budget, budgetary control, management control, how management control things, what are the things which are required in management control, process of management control, so and so forth. Uh, thank you for watching. That's it for this session. We'll come up with next session.